Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's time for the semifinals. Another team you guys have been asking for all day long. So it'll be Spicy Waffles with the return of Game Hunter on their side. Going up against the Broncos. Saw them earlier today. They made a good showing themselves. So this could be a pretty darn good game. And immediately off the bat, we saw Tettleson going absolutely crazy with that Amir. Amir was banned out. So the respect bans coming out already from Spicy Waffles going that way.
Yes. Sorry, I got confused there. The teams were backwards, so I was like, what? So Bastet gets picked up, first of all, by the Broncos, and obviously with a jungler being available, it's going to get picked up earlier on. Humbat's still on the table, but Spicy Waffles is going to go with that Sylvanus that was left up, and Raw. So that's a lot of healing already on the side of Spicy Waffles. I'm interested to see what we're going to see come out of the Broncos in response. They need to pick something here, which they can look against some healing debuffs going on for itself. So someone that will be good with a Divine Ruin, maybe a support that's going to be able to pick up a very quick weakening curse will be definitely useful in this one already.
Well, Chaac and Medusa are getting hovered over. Medusa, of course, not actually available at the moment because she is a new god. She is currently banned automatically. So that's going to be swapped over. They're looking at Xbalanque as the real possible 80 carry role as he does get locked in. Chaac may have also been a troll pick hover as they're going to lock in Athena. I like Chaac and I like seeing Chaac played, but no one ever wants to play him. It's going to be Athena, though. She's very strong.
These two teams are actually really good on paper. When you look at the teams that you can see, Revel, Lennox, Jermaine, Taliesin, and Baluka up against Wolfie, Ninja, Boba, Optics, Flurry Q, and the return of the God Hunter himself. It's going to be an interesting composition to see these two go at it right now, but Spicy Waffles have their choice available for them, and they're actually going to lock in Awilix. I don't like Awilix. That's me. And Bastet is actually very good against Bastet, though, because when she tries to pounce away, you can pull her back. Get over here, girl, and force some issues for them as well. They've also got some setup with that with the Wrath of Terror from Sylvanus, so they could potentially pick a target there. We'll see what else they choose to bring up with their composition now they've got that Awilix locked in.
Yeah, they'll definitely be looking to get some more knockups in there, possibly. Sylvanus doesn't have it on his ultimate, so there's always that option. Other than that, maybe look for Hercules in the soul lane, clear the path, has a knockup as well if they go for Vimana. Tyr has a knockup. There's a lot of warriors available in that soul lane who will provide that functionality they're looking for. But we are in counter-banning phase. It's going to be Yanis removed from the table, and back on the other side, taking an 80 carry out of the hands of Spicy Waffles with that ROM ban.
Well, Anher is available, but Anher's not the greatest up against Xbalanque. Cupid's good, but it is Cupid still. That's the thing you need to remember about that. It is still Cupid Arena. And Cupid, people are starting to realize in EU right now that he's very good in laning phase, but he's not a hyper carry in the late game like a lot of the other hunters. And that's why people are starting to vie away from him. They're not realizing that he's not as strong outside of the lane unless you get it snowballing really far ahead. At the moment, they're hovering over Vulcan, and Vulcan Awilix together is an absolutely revolting combination of gods. Meatball Mariana into get over here, says Scorpion, and you're pretty much dead. There's no real escape because it confirms the backfire damage as well on Vulcan. It's a really rough situation for the Broncos to deal with.
Yep, Chaac just got locked in. Agni hovered over and locked in as well to round out the team composition for the Broncos. Chaac's going to be a pretty strong soul laner. He's not going to be too concerned about Awilix. If she pulls him in, he has the rain dance. It'll slow anyone nearby. He also has the option to teleport to his axe.
It's Vulcan AD carry.
Interesting.
Now this works over. Obviously, this happens for Snoop. This happens over in NA quite a lot, but you can play Vulcan in the Hunter role and then rely on damage elsewhere. So they've got Game Hunter on his well-known Loki. He's very strong on Loki. And always has been. He's up against the Chaac, so it's pretty much a farm lane for him. He's going to get pushed in early, though, but he should be okay in that one. Very experienced player there. Ra in mid, and what we'll see is Ninja Boa will probably camp the duo lane 24/7. Because here's the situation. Xbalanque gets engaged on and uses Rising Jaguar, but then gets pulled out of Rising Jaguar by Awilix.
What was the final pick? Final pick was Loki. Okay, that's not a Bastet pick. I get confused, guys. The teams are backwards. The UI is messing up. It's fixed. It. That's a mistake. Nothing happened. No one saw anything. They moved.
Stop being a Dennis. Stop being a Dennis. It's disgusting. There's the teams, though, for you on paper, guys. We'll see them getting loaded in, and we'll bring you all the action of Spicy Waffles versus the Broncos and the return of God Hunter to your screens. See if he's managed to remember how to play the game or if he's lost his edge. We'll find out soon.
All right, guys, hello and welcome back. It is time for the semifinal match. It's going to be the Broncos facing off against the Spicy Waffles in this one. Game Hunters returning to the competitive scene for Smino. A lot of people have been looking forward to seeing these guys play today. A lot of good players inside of Spicy Waffles, but the Broncos, a lot of big names in that team as well.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are very, very good. They've got good lineups for themselves. A big grouping from the Broncos coming out early. They've gone for the same ward placements they did last time around, where they just rush down mid lane, put a ward either side, left and right, and then back away to their own jungle at the beginning of the game. Composition-wise, we're going to see Loki up against Chaac, pretty much a farm lane. Chaac has the early dominance, but Loki is Loki after all, and will abuse his late-game power, probably to their advantage, looking for the squishier targets. Awilix versus Bastet in the jungle. Bastet has a lot of early aggression available to her for putting damage out, but the problem is she's up against Awilix, and with Awilix, she does have that ultimate of gravity surge, which causes a lot of issues for the enemy team, and so she can't necessarily just pounce in willy-nilly or use it for an escape. If she's not careful, she can get pulled back with a gravity surge and then be stuck in a very, very bad spot. In the mid lane, we'll see Ra up against Agni, pretty much a farm lane that goes in Ra's favour early, and then after that it'll swing back into Agni's favour in terms of all-in potential from Agni. He can kill a Ra 1v1 if the Ra misplays, but it'll pretty much be a farm lane there too. And then duo lane, Xbalanque and Athena up against Sylvanus Vulcan. Sylvanus Vulcan will push this all day long against these two.
I'm curious, when Vulcan gets played elsewhere, there's some pretty big debate. What ability do you actually max first? The turret's pretty nice, but can be picked off pretty easily by most gods. He has other point turret as his first ability, helps tank up those camps, helps clear these waves quite rapidly. It's like basically a third god sort of sitting in their lane helping them out. Like you said, that wave getting cleared quite quickly, even with Xbalanque using that the poison darts across that lineup.
Take into account. There's a turret that's going to be firing damage. They've got backfire as well. Plus, you've got Sylvanus with probably the best push of any Guardian in the game with those autos, and they gave him the purple buff as well. Not a surprise that this lane will push all day long for the boys of Spicy Waffles right now. It's going to be very difficult for Jermaine and Teddleson to try and keep this one in an even positioning. They will get pushed all day, and it looks like all the sides of the Broncos are being pushed in at the moment.
Yeah, mid lane's no surprise with Ra with that Solar Blessing, able to heal his own minions up. Until Beluga gets level 5, has that Rainfire to kind of just burst the minions down like a quick 1-2 punch. Ra's going to just continue pushing those minions to the tower again and again. They're looking for this possible invade here. They were suspecting that back invade. I'm not entirely sure who got those Harpy cams, but
he did. Awilix got the Harpy. Bobat stole them and then just jumped onto Suku and run away again, so nothing really too exciting there. Just stole those back Harpies, going to deny a little bit more experience to that Bastet and to Beluga in that mid lane on that Agni. So it's going to be taking them a little bit longer to hit level 5. Potentially they won't hit 5 before mid Harpies now if they're not careful.
Well, the solo lane Game Hunter taking a decent bit of pressure from Lennox. He's forced back to his tower. Loki has issues with wave clear early on in these matchups until his decoy is actually able to kill him. Actually, speaking of pressure, left side, Optics taking a lot of pressure. Looking at this kill over here. First blood is still available. The body blocks plus the minions arriving to the neutral point lane does mean that Spicy Waffles are going to look for their treat. Bobat rotating over, providing a little bit of help, making sure they can't push forward and find that kill into Optics. Good, just for like you trying to hide the fact that Xbalanque he vanished. Then what the hell just happened to him? He vanished. Where did he go? Magic tricks. Crazy stuff.
The best thing about Bobat then, that rotation was very smart. Just in case there was a kill, he could potentially turn it around again and release the pressure on them. He's going to go aggressive on Beluga in mid lane a little bit here. He's got the sustain from Ra available, and the wave clear is going to continue pushing. 5 is available for Wolfie, as it is also available for Beluga. But 20 seconds in, there's no wave coming just yet, and the mid Harpies are going to spawn. We might see both these junglers being at level 4 for these mid Harpies coming in. Keep an eye out, because at the same time we've got Athena swinging around the back, who's not been spotted yet. She has by Bobat. Now Wolfie overextended, could get aggressed on.
They're looking for the kill. There's the damage coming down. Wolfie is in the middle of Solar Blessing. First blood is on the line. Reveal will pick that one up. That's a nice play by those guys. Ninja Bobat forced up, but the rotation from the dual lane from Spicy Waffles is looking to answer back right now. Mid Harpies will get picked up by the Broncos. Small victory there for those guys, again, to extend their lead a little bit further. Optics now, no real escape. He has that backfire. They're looking to chase. He is. Beluga's going around the other way. Gonna get himself a couple minions, look to buy himself some time, maybe look for the execute here in just a moment, which it's gonna be a close call.
In the jungle though, as he's trying to survive and continue fighting, he's gonna go down there in the jungle though. At the same time, there's still a fight going on for Sylvanus. They're trying to pick him up on this right hand side, not going to find it though. The cats were dropped down there by Revel. He's not going to find anything more than that. So a quick early 2-0 for the Broncos, as well as those left hand Harpies. Right ones are still standing, but Wolfie's back. He's not going to actually continue going aggressive onto that Bastet for now. But Broncos found themselves in a pretty good spot, even though this right Harpies is still up and no one's noticed it yet.
They were kind of forgotten about it in a little bit of a scuffle that broke out. Eventually, somebody will realize the fact that they're still up and look to go pick those up. Ninja Bobat on Suku, looking to find Revel out here in the mid lane. Will he be able to do so? There's the feather stuff over the back of his head.
That was
Ninja
so
Bobat
nice.
plus that Celestial Beam will be more than enough to secure that one. And up.
Revel had no chance.
Yeah.
Revel had no chance to escape there. If he turned his back, he was immediately going to get hit by a knock-up and pulled in. And if he tried to pounce, he'd get pulled back in again. So he had to stand there and walk backwards away from it, which went, okay, I'll just feather step in your face then. Don't need to use anything other than that to bring you down. And they do find a kill to turn it around. Right hand side though, Game Hunter being pressured under the tower again. Not to be surprised, not so surprising at the start of this game. But Speed Buff's being taken down by Bobat right now, and Game Hunter's going to recall back to base. And he's working on that Heart Seeker. Doesn't have enough gold just yet for it though. He's actually invested into Boots 1 to go along with it for the time being. And Bobat will swing over here as the Gold Fury's been started though by the Waffles. Very quick.
This is another one to have that Vulcan turret to help tank this one up. It's dropped already below half health. They do not have the Wrath of the Gods as a regular Hand of the Gods, but nobody has even suspected this right now. That's going to be free Gold Fury.
That was all about timings. They knew purple and red buff were up on the side of the Broncos, and they expected the Broncos to go and clear their own jungle out, and that's exactly what they went and did. So nobody was actually having cover around of this Gold Fury area. That 1 sentry ward that they placed down now is just a little too late for the Broncos. And Spicy Waffles
Ninja Bobat taking a lot of damage from the storm call coming out from Lennox. Will survive the engagement overall, but Lennox in a 1v2 putting out a lot of pressure. Loki is
the left-hand side, you can see that Vulcan and Revel have invaded. They stole away the red buff. They've just stole away the purple buff as well. So you can see that Gold Fury that the boys of Spicy Waffles got has been answered back almost immediately. The gold difference is only 700 right now, but the experience is in the Broncos' favor.
Yeah. It's not a big deal right now. It's is anyone actually even up? It's basically level to level right now. There's not really anything red home bad except for the Hunters and that Soul in the dual lane, which is where the level difference really stands out. Vulcan's about a full level and a half behind right now. And as the taunt comes in onto him, he has that backfire to look to run away from this, but for now at least, Vulcan's a little bit of a less mobile god. Yeah, they're making a rotation over. Wolfie as well. They're pinging out the location of these guys. They could look for kill to him instead. The slow is applied. Rainfire bombs as well from Agni. He may die. Catcall is applied. That's going to be a kill onto him. He's stuck around just a tiny bit too long. Ninja Bobat trying to turn around and answer back, but Athena's going to come on into this mid lane.
Those cats, I reckon have it, but here comes Optics with that. Oh, it's going to connect as well from Optics, bringing down Vulcan. Now Tadelson's a bit surrounded here. Wrath of Terror gets off, pulls him with the Gravity Surge as well to pull him back for the attack speed and the little bit of damage it does. Pounces in with Suku, looking for the kill with the last auto attack. Can he find it? He will find it with the Jaguar.
Moonlight Charge coming to save the day. It's a nice ability these days. Back when she was originally released, was very difficult to land. It was a very slow ability. These days, not quite that difficult. Suku apparently figured out how to run fast. Sometimes you just gotta go fast, and then it helps you secure those kills. With that said, that'll even out the kill count on top of the screen, but with that gold free picked up, there's still about 1,000 gold advantage going the way of Spicy Waffles. At this point in time as well, Game Hunter is able to clear these waves of minions with 1 or 2 decoys. He's not going to have as many issues going up against Lennox for the time being. And eventually, once that tower falls, he'll be able to roam around the map a little bit more and look for stinky gang up. Let's face it, he's Loki. He's quick, he's mobile, he can assassinate you from a decent range away, and when he does that, the likes of, say, a Ra, he has Sprint, which does mean he has to choose between either Beads or the Aegis, and Aegis you can no longer use while Loki has you getting hit with his Assassinate, which...
He's also putting down sentry wards once again in the enemy jungle just to keep himself full vision mid lane though. Bit of an engagement going on between the two right now as Wolfie's going aggressive. The cats get dropped and Revel's in trouble, bounces backwards and forwards to survive. He's going to live and the cats are going to bring down one target. Bobat's going to get hit by the cats as well to be slowed. They're not going to find the second kill, but Game Hunter. The good check out from Revel here. Assassinate to get the gap close. Oh, the decoy! He's not going to use the body blocks. Forces the pounce out, though, from Revel. And now Game Hunter's not going to find anything else. As Chaac went aggressive in mid lane to try and find Ninja Bobat. They're not going to find him either. Crazy fights going on. But no one actually dying.
Game Hunter may, though. A lot of damage getting applied here. The Vanish is on cooldown. Decoy, one more. Lennox secures the kill. Tower of no concern to these guys at this point. He does have, well, just boots. He's not concerned about the tower in the slightest. Only one attack anyway. So it worked out for those guys. So another kill win by the Broncos. 2 on the board for them. Gold lead has decreased to about 300 gold in favor of Spicy Waffles. They had that early game lead, that beautiful Gold Fury sneak they managed to pull off. But if they keep letting the Broncos find all these plays, the gold lead is going to slowly start slipping away from them.
Well, I mean, at the moment, Broncos are doing a really good job for themselves. I mean, they're currently sat in 6th seed, I believe, in the standings at the moment. Spicy Waffles sat in 2nd. But this is the first time I've really seen Spicy Waffles, other than against Pantera, really starting to struggle in a game at the stage that we're in. It doesn't feel like Loki's come off just yet. I mean, he's still 0-1. He will hit there eventually. That rotation didn't work out for them. And the Awilix and Roy's just not working out against Bastet. Agni at the moment. Agni's doing a lot of damage in this fight. So is Bastet. And it's causing a few too many issues for the Spicy Waffles. The only thing that's kept him in this so far is that Gold Fury, in all fairness.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very beautiful play. You can see that Sentry Ward is placed down. That was, we didn't realize, they realized that happened. Unfortunately, too late to do anything about it. But going forward, that Sentry Ward's down. They want to make sure they have vision control, and they know if vision is removed, we have to keep tabs on that and just make sure they're not able to sneak one in again and actually start to make these kills count and start becoming a gold lead. That gold lead with the back of the farm is just about down to even now with no more kills coming out, so they're doing a good job of just farming outright. You can see it on the graph. Experience going up in their favor as well as gold. Earthshaker's in the air, gonna miss.
It is going to miss, unfortunately. They're going to try to kill me. My Raffitel gets used by Flurry on this left-hand side as well. He's going to get re-aggressed on as Ninja Bobat goes aggressive in the jungle. Still trying to find out, but going to get hit by a stun by Agni. The damage does not connect from the Flame Wave, but the Cats is still doing work. Wolfie finally rotates over here to support Flurry is under pressure, but no one's still dying yet. But Baluka is still raining down fire bombs. Ninja Bobat does find a nice knock-up. He's not going to pull him in just yet, though.
Holding on to the Gravity Surge for another opportunity here, potentially. Health bars on the side of Spicy Waffles were starting to get pretty low, so they didn't want to be too aggressive and, get themselves caught out. There was already anti-healing online. Agni, Vulcan in the mid lane did pick up the Divine Ruin early, so we may not see a repeat of last game where they wait forever and ever to get that anti-healing online before they realize, like, oh, hey, we actually need this anti-healing because we can't kill anybody. They have the Divine Ruin. That's going to be a 40% healing reduction for 8 seconds when it's applied. And those rain fire bombs from Agni are probably going to apply it to multiple people across the enemy team as well, so it'll work out pretty nicely. I'll be curious if they go for Weakening Curse, and while actually speaking of that, there is already a Creeping Curse on Chaac, so that will probably be a Weakening Curse in just a little while.
Yeah, not a surprise. I mean, I expected them to go for a Weakening Curse on at least one of the gods. Athena could also pick one up as well, as it's Athena, and she's able to abuse that situation of not necessarily needing a second active like Blink, which a lot of the other Guardians do like to favour just for their initiations. She has that preemptive strike. Ninja Bobat hovering around this left-hand side looking for a pick. There's a couple of wards around though, so they know where she is. They're just playing it very, very safe for now. As it's 5-3. Gold lead is in the favour of Spicy Waffles marginally, but experience lead is definitely in the favour of Broncos.
Yeah, for now, a bit of a lull in the action. Mid-Harpies are down currently. Gold Fury did just respawn a couple moments ago, but there's no real opportunity as of yet. They're going to be looking to establish ward control here again in a little while. Possibly look to start that one up, force a fight maybe. But right now, as the gold stands, it is pretty much even just double-digit gold difference right now. Experience, though, is in favor of the Broncos because they do have themselves a couple extra kills, and we're doing a bit of a better job farming overall. You can see the level difference start to come out. It's about a level ahead for everybody right now inside of the Broncos. Over in the right lane, looks like, actually left lane, excuse me, Flurry Q using the Blink Wrath Terror trying to catch Jermaine, but he used that Rising Jaguar immediately to escape any follow-up potential coming out from those guys. That'll be on cooldown for a little while. This could be an opportunity for the Broncos to look for a pick here on the left-hand side and maybe turn that into a Gold Fury in a few minutes.
There's some very good wall coverage from Spicy Waffles though, so they know if something's going on. They're actually just going to pull the Gold Fury so they can clear out that ward that was placed underneath it. They're not actually going to start the Gold Fury, but maybe they'll go aggressive.
Chaac just teleported in. They're going to look for someone here. Optics. Backfire is, I can't click on him, on cooldown. It's gonna happen in 1 second. Taunt comes in. Optic's gonna be a backfire away finally, but they're looking to secure this kill. Jermaine trying to one more. There you go, Jermaine. You got the kill. Now he's running from this tower. Searing Pain will connect for damage, but the last tower shot not gonna be enough.
Gold Fury though is still being done by the Broncos. They're going to actually steal that one away. Bobat couldn't do anything, as you could see that at the same time Flurry Q is busy trying to chase down that kill on Xbalanque that they don't find, so they get a Gold Fury and a kill for free to the Broncos. They accelerate their lead even further, and the experience they already had, they've now got the gold lead once again.
Yep, that Gold Fury going their way is going to help them out big time going forward. Spicy Waffles are going to be playing from behind now completely, both in experience and gold. They haven't had a chance to shop yet, so it's not too bad for them right now. But once those first purchases on the back of the Gold Fury do come out, they have a little bit of an item disadvantage to contend with. Over in the Soul Lane, back and forth actions. These Soul Laners do push the tower back and forth. While that Gold Fury fight was going on, Lennox had teleported over there. That gave Game Hunter a little bit of an opportunity to push that way forward. Found a little bit of damage onto the Tier 1 tower of the Broncos, down to around half health right now. And you can see, as you're about to see, that decoy is more than powerful enough at this point to clear that wave in just one fell swoop. So we can just drop that down, run away, and he'll get that golden experience without really having to expose himself for more than just a brief moment.
I like what Lennox has chosen to do with his actives. I mean, teleport's going to be useful for him to be able to rotate around the map, support his team, but also it allows him to deal with the split push ability that Game Hunter brings with this Loki. On top of that, he's also going for that creeping curse that we discussed, and he's going to be able to invest in that into the weakening, which will stop against the super sustain that could come out later in this
trouble over
game.
the left lane. Burn and backfire. The taunt coming in from Athena, locking them down. They use the Darkest Night as well to secure that kill. They're trying to find a pull into Jermaine. Knockup wasn't good, but that one will be. There's the pull in coming from that gravity surge. Searing Pain over the wall from Wolfie found a little bit on Tellerson. Jermaine will fall to Flurku. They're looking for number 2. It's going to be a double to answer back that single kill. Beluga did rotate over, but it's a little too late to that party to make a difference on that one. They're going to go ahead and disengage and just not look to lose any more of their own teammates. So 1 for 2 overall, by the way, Spicy Waffles on that one.
Not a bad pickup for the Spicy Waffles, honestly. That works out very, very well for them. They managed to pick up... It's not too much of an issue that Optics did die there. He's not got a stacking item that's going to lose stacks or anything. He's going to continue farming that Warlock Sash. But the turnaround did help out the rest of the team. They're going to be able to get right harpies once again. I think the boys at Spicy Waffles have got every single right harpy so far. Beluga might actually contest these ones, though. A little bit too little, too late. Left-hand side, sorry, right-hand side, though. Loki's pressured under his tower once again. Lennox has this 2-level lead here now.
Yep. Here comes Ninja Boba. They could potentially look for a play onto Lennox right now. The Assassin's available, but the Gravity Surge is not. It's still 18 seconds left, just waiting for that minion wave to get pushed all the way forward. See if Lennox looks to push forward on the tower. No wards down right now. Lennox is playing a dangerous game, and it may backfire here in just a moment. He's going on the tower. This is going to mean Ninja Boba is going to go straight on in. He might now realize what is up exactly. There's Stormcloak coming out, trying to buy himself some time to get away, but they're looking to engage. There's Assassinate coming onto him. The damage is real. Feather Stab, the Moonlight Charge, the pull back into him. He's not going anywhere. Ninja Bobat will secure that kill. Nice gank coming out of Spicy Waffles. Lennox kind of got caught with his pants down on that one.
But Bastet might try and turn this one around as well. Now there's the declaw and the bleed applied to Ninja Bobat. She's looking for the aggression, pounces in, drops the cats. Bobat's in trouble. He's going to fall down unless Suku can save the day with the leap away. Game Hunter could continue chasing the kill. He's not going to the cats. Are chasing after Ninja Bobat. The tower's going to help out. Can she keep running? She can. She's going to be able to get away. Suku, greater than Bastet cats.
He's a bigger cat, so...
That's true.
Cat's a better cat.
That's true. That's very unlucky from Revel not being able to get that kill there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Game Hunter has stopped the aggression. He could have potentially kept going on that one, but chose to back away and choose the safer option.
They didn't have vision on some people, so they didn't want to get caught on rotation coming in to help them out.
So Spicy Waffles actually like lower the gold gap and the experience gap quite a bit actually. It's down to just under 3k experience, and gold is almost relatively even right now. This game could go on for quite a while, I feel, if this keeps going the way it's going. And when I look towards the late game, I mean, it's Xbalanque up against Loki is the big two that you're really looking for there. Chaac's going to be a tank. In the later stages, Optics will do some decent damage. And Awilix has a hyper carry status too to an extent. Left hand side though, engagement coming out as Raffatelli gets popped. They're looking for Optics once again. Can they find the kill in it? There's the ultimate in response. Not going to find it though, but Ninja Boba is here, and Jermaine's going to fall.
Tellerson trying to use the defender to get out of this one. Searing Pain coming down. Will she be able to channel that one in time? Good little skip across the wall right there. More than enough to get her out safely. That was a lot of damage coming in right there towards the end. 1 or 2 more attacks would have been more than enough to secure the kill. Lucky break right there for Tellerson.
Yeah, they're trying to put the pressure onto Optics all the time, all the Broncos, and it's worked out well for them, but the problem is that Spicy Waffles are well aware of what the game plan is now. Keep focusing this Vulcan, stop him getting online, stop him getting going. They're trying to find picks for him to get Xbalanque fed, but in doing so, they're now starting to have the damage put back on themselves as well now, and they're starting to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, so now as things kind of stabilize again, left side Harpies were picked up, right side going to be swinging a little bit more delayed, but the Gold Fury is going to be up in just a few more seconds. Vision on that side of the map right now is solely in control of Spicy Waffles, but the Broncos are coming back from base right now. Wards across the board right now. Tellerson has a sentry, Beluga has a sentry, Jermaine has a regular ward, Lennox has a regular ward. Granted, he's in the solo lane, so he probably won't be dropping a Gold Fury ward. Teleport will be up in 35 seconds, so if the Broncos can kind of delay this, or even just sneak in and out right before then, they could look for a full-on fight. Game Hunter is not going to have that luxury of a teleport to join this fight quickly. He's Loki. He has that advantage for a little bit of extra movement speed, so we can get there reasonably quickly. But that extra 10 or so seconds when it's a 5v4 could very much put another Gold Fury skirmish in favor of the Broncos.
Mid lane, Agni gets under pressure a little bit, but disengages once again, returns some damage, does Beluga, good job from him. Now Revel comes in as well, not going to find anything else here. Chaac's going to recall at the moment as Game Hunter has lost his tower in the solo lane. It's not surprising just because of the early game push that's been coming on from this Chaac and the amount of wave clear he has over a Loki early on in this game that he will lose the tower eventually. He's very tanky too. But Game Hunter might get some free opportunities now to keep split pushing this lane if he gets the opportunity to. Gold Fury, though, being set up for by the Broncos. They're looking for a bait and to try and find a pick.
They found Flurry Q with a taunt. The damage coming down now. The Wrath Tear to answer will find all three members. Searing Pain will go between the field goal post. Flurry Q, meanwhile, still on health, but the Whistler healing him up. Pendulum is dropped down on to Revel right now. As they're looking to find this kill onto Flurry Q, they're spending a lot. They will be able to finally secure it. Baluka in the back, though, getting so low.
Baluka does go down, but Chaac is here with that storm call for the silence. Revo jumps in and finds a kill onto Wolfie. Jermaine picks up Ninja Boba as well. And all Vulcan and Loki can do is watch as the Gold Fury has begun. Can they turn this fight around and find some kills for themselves? They're getting semi-low with the tanking and Taddleston here, but I think they should be able to still secure this one unless a big play happens. Broncos get it, Assassinate comes out at the same time as Optics gets a good meatball off. Loki's in trouble. Game Hunter's going to fall, and it looks like Optics will be the focus of attention now.
If they find this kill, it's going to be a full-on deicide as well. For second line, Flurry Q. One more hit all left on Optics' health bar. Can Jermaine find it? Yes, he will. Flurry Q had just respawned, so delayed deicide coming out for those guys. 5 kills, plus the Gold Fury. The Broncos coming out on that one, not only on the gold count, but also the experience side of things. They lost a couple, but the Gold Fury overall, even if they lost another member with that ensuing Gold Fury, it would have been worth it overall for those guys. But they turned the fight back around. Game Hunter went in with that Assassinate and really had no way to get back out afterwards. So unfortunate for him, they got that kill, kind of answered one back, but overall, that was another victory going away of the Broncos.
Yeah, it was a really good victory for the Broncos there. They managed to find it. They looked for the pick for the engagement. They focused onto Sylvanus. Sylvanus lived for quite a while, but the way they did that team fight worked out very, very well for them. Baluka did go down as a casualty of war in that one, as did Revel, but 2 for 5 is not a bad trade, especially with the Gold Fury as well. Left Harpies do spawn, and they're going to drop over to the Broncos as well before Spicy Waffles can get in a position to contest them for the time being. And it's starting to be a bit of a rough game for the Spicy Waffles right now. They still have hope, though, in the late game. Lotus Crown is being worked on by Raw right now with that Warlock / finish. Wolfie will start giving out some better healing tankiness as time goes on. Looks like Book of Thoth being worked on by Optics right now, or it could go to a Soul Reaver. Probably Book of Thoth, I expect.
Yeah, that extra little bit of upfront damage is always nice, and later on that mana pool will be pretty convenient in that regard. The Soul Reaver, though, is always a nice one. It's a huge extra chunk of damage. Earthshaker is a pretty rough ability to actually land, but it's a ton of damage when it does from far away. Taddleston front and a taunt on the left hand side, looking for a kill on Optics once again. Backfire will get him back out safely. The Soul Reaver as well, dropping those meatballs. Taking somebody for 15% of the maximum health, especially if you can hit one of those tanky gods with a lot of health. It's a bunch of extra damage that the Book of Thoth won't do up front, but the Book of Thoth over the course of a fight is a tiny little bit extra damage, and with that Warlock Stitch as well, it does provide more mana, so we'll be getting kind of a double benefit from a Book of Thoth passive.
Well, right now, I mean, what Spicy Waffles needs to do is just turtle a little bit more. I love the fact, though, that we did see Baluka in this mid lane pick up a Divine Ruin to go with the 2 weakening curses that they're going to have. So the amount of healing debuffs that they've got on the side of the Broncos is very smart for the healings on the left-hand side, though. Optics is going to get dived under the tower by Jermaine again, who has now got 8 kills for himself. He's looking for Flurry Q as well here, as well as this tower. Meanwhile, Chaac has rotated over, has Lennox with this teleport, and they're going to find another kill for Jermaine, who's definitely got his passive max now.
They're going to go straight down through this tier 2 tower as well. It's going to be another 1,500 gold. Awilix is here. Ninja Boba, though, knock. Yeah, cats running. It's like, nah, hands of the gods. Feather Step later. We'll make quick with them, but getting pulled in. Lennox not too concerned with that one. Tier 2 will fall. They're going to look for this kill into Ninja Boba. Going to jump out off of Suko very quickly to run away. Taddleston does find a taunt, but they're looking straight for the Phoenix. Still 8 seconds on Optics, 15 on Flurry Q. Ninja Bobat's rotating over as well as Wolfie right now, but this Phoenix is looking like it's going to go down. Nice play over here by the Broncos. Searing Pain's good for damage. Real may fall, but the Phoenix will fall, but if he does, he will survive. Nice play by the Broncos, finding 2 towers plus a Phoenix this early on. We're about to point in the game where Fire Giant is a real possibility, and having Fire Minions down the other side of the map is going to work so much in their favor.
Yeah, and the jungle, they're still going aggressive, looking for this red buff, though, and they're getting very, very low. Wolfie trying to make something happen here as his team is here. Game Hunter comes in with the Vanish, some decent damage onto Jermaine, who's going to try and get away. Loki with the Assassinate, though, from Game Hunter. That should be enough to bring him down. Wolfie's going to get the kill with Celestial Beam. They saved the red buff as well, I believe. No, they didn't. They lost their red buff, but they did shut down that Jermaine in trade for Ninja Boba, and now they've got a potential chance to try and get themselves back into it. Or is it too little too late?
They'll have to definitely look to contest this gold free. They can't just let the Broncos right now just pick that one up for free. Then Tier 1 mid tower will be an extra 500 gold for the team on the back of that. Tier 2 towers, we don't commonly see them defended either. Optics once again caught by the taunt from Kettleson. He is just the focus of the fire. Vulcan is a reasonable alternative to a proper hunter, but the problem is he's not that mobile. Backfire, it's fairly short range, let's be honest about it. It doesn't get you out of a fight. It's not like a Rising Jaguar or full on, you know, the moves, Flutter from Cupid. It's not a full escape ability. It only gets you a little bit backwards, and, well, as we've seen a few times, it's just not enough to actually escape this full-on combo once Kettleson lands that taunt. So
yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a rough for the boys with Spicy Waffles here. Their composition was interesting. They went for the double heal, but revealing the double heal so early with the Ra and Sylvanus pickup, it just means that the Broncos could technically deal with that by making sure they pick gods that could go into the Weakening Curse. They had Athena available. They went with the Athena, so Weakening Curse available there. And Chaac pickup was just used wisely as a safe god in the duo lane, in the solo lane, that doesn't necessarily need to have a beads active as such. So having that Weakening Curse is going to be very, very useful to them. And in the mid lane, Agni was picked up and went Divine Ruin, so it's very, very smart itemization from them. It's not the only reason they're winning this game right now, but Golfy has been done by the Broncos. That's going to drop any second.
The Divine Ruin might not be, but the double Weakening Curse maybe. The Broncos will steal away that Gold Fury. Was Ninja Bobat actually trying to solo that one? Wasn't paying enough attention over there. I was looking at healing numbers.
Did they steal the gold? No.
They secured the Gold Fury. I don't know if they were doing it, and Ninja Bobat was just there or not, but they got the Gold Fury. Ninja Bobat was there. Unfortunately, Rage of the Gods, really not much able to... it's not a Wrath of the God, let's face it. You can't steal it away with that. But, you know, you said the Divine Ruin, you know, it helps, but it may not be the entire story. Double Weakening Curse, you look at those healing numbers, combined Spicy Waffles between Sylvanus and Ra have just barely broken 10,000 healing.
Well, they might pick this up again soon. Lotus Crown is now online for the Ra. He's started to work on penetration too. I am really surprised though that we've not seen the Broncos trying to abuse the situation they've got. We might see it now though in this mid lane, so they do get a taunt onto Ninja Bobat, who does manage to escape for the time being. He did use his beads there though, and the dive is happening right now as they're looking for this tier 1 tower.
Those fire minions as well. Look where they're on the map. Ooh, nice pickup from Ninja Bobat. Finds a kill onto Revel on the backside of this fight. Vulcan ult was good for some damage as well. The fight is sort of on right now. The Broncos did lose their jungler early on. Ninja Bobat finds a nice knockup. The pull was not available. They're trying to look for a bit more. Ninja Bobat will fall to Jermaine. Game under back. Looking for the kill. Luca will find that one. Now he's going to use that vanish and try and run away, juke and all the things. But Wolfie finds the kill to Lennox. Right now, Spicy Waffles are turning this fight back around. They're looking for a final onto Jermaine right now. This looks like it's going to be a kill as well, but the Rising Jaguar came up just in the nick of time for him to escape that one.
Yeah, they do manage to escape, but they lost so many lives for that tier 1 tower. And they're going to re-engage there with the taunt. They're looking for Wolfie as well. The damage is coming out from Jermaine. The crits are real. And here's an ultimate coming out from Athena as well. Will Jermaine keep going in? He will. The dunk does some decent damage. But the sustain coming out from this Lotus Crown and those Wisps are doing a lot of issues for the Broncos on bringing down these targets. The Phoenix has respawned as well. And Game Hunter got back over to that solo lane, so the duo lane, to secure that and make sure the Phoenix doesn't fall. Spicy Waffles are climbing back into this one now, even with this deficit.
That was a nice play by the Broncos there. Jermaine and Kettleson were trying to delay those backs to make sure the Phoenix fell once again to the Fire Minions. Unfortunately, they weren't able to lock down Game Hunter with all those jukes coming out from him. He has juke shoes on, and they worked very, very well. He's able to sneak out with that decoy. He's very able to deal with those Fire Minions coming down. He doesn't have to worry about taking up the damage himself. He's hasn't really been in too many fights so far, but with that Heartseeker fully stacked, it's a lot of mobility, the Jotun's Wrath for cooldown, plus that Titan's Bane, he's going to be doing a lot of damage to these gods when he goes in looking for a fight, as Athena does a little bit of a little dance in the mid lane for our entertainment at the moment. Taking a look at the state of the game as it stands, we're 27 minutes into this one, it's 64,000 gold to the 57 on the side of Spicy Waffles, but, you know, looking at that graph, that last fight, it stopped the downhill slide going the way of the Broncos. They kind of turned that one back around a little bit. That fight was a 4v5, and the Broncos kind of stuck around with it. That early pick on reveal made a big difference. Going forward, the Broncos may want to reconsider if they get picked off early, just kind of back. It's like, all right, you got us. Good play, guys. We're not going to look to fight you 4v5 right now. So...
Well, we're currently stuck in a bit of stasis mode here, guys. As you can see, we're quickly going to cut to a quick break where we get this one fixed for you. Apologies for the delay. Sometimes it just goes straight on, but it's not doing so this second. So we'll just take a moment and we'll come back to it in a minute.
Or not.
Or not.
Sometimes you just have to tell the servers you're cutting to a break, and they're like, all right, time to screw with the casters.
And
We'll
they'll
keep
go straight
going
on.
right now.
Thanks very much for that. One thing I want to talk about, though, is the Broncos have made a bit of a misplay here in my eyes. And I think this is what they need to do to get to this next echelon as a team, is they need to capitalize on a situation when they have it. They had a Phoenix down in the left-hand lane, and they just went back to farming. They didn't try to continue pushing. They didn't try to go for a Fire Giant, which was available to them as well. If they siege at the Fire Giant, the Phoenix is going to continue pushing on the left-hand side, and it's going to force a 4v5. Otherwise, the Titan's going to keep dropping in health. Instead, they took too long to look for a fight, and it's allowed Spicy Waffles to get back in a little bit. Wrath of Terror does get popped by Floricue this right side. Good bomb from Beluga over the top. Floricue gets evaporated as they were trying to defend that blue buff. And now there's a chance for him to go for this Fire Giant right now. The Broncos, can they do something here? Or can Spicy Waffles defend well enough?
There's no Wrath of the Gods available. Actually, still this one away. It's going to be secured here in just a moment. The Broncos will secure that Earthshaker coming over the wall. A big part of that last play, that misstep, was down to the fact that Optics was clearing out those minions in the left lane. He was within Earthshaker range the entire time when they got that first pick in the reel. He was the one who secured that first pick of that fight. But the Broncos seem to know, hey, we've been kind of messing around. That tier 1 tower was a mistake. Let's just stop screwing about here. Go for the big objective. Get that Fire Gem. We got the pick onto the support beforehand, which is like the icing on the cake for that play. There's no chance for these guys to steal it. They can throw an Earthshaker over the wall, but again, it's not going to kill a Fire Giant from 24% health, at which point a Wrath of the Gods will just execute the Fire Giant outright. So they'll pick that one up, take a tier 2, take another tier 2. Left side Phoenix is already weakened. There's a lot of gold in hand for these guys to spend, and they have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to make use of this buff for the increased regeneration, plus the increased damage tower, plus that lovely chunk of about 7,000 worth of gold across their entire 7,000 gold worth of stats across their entire team lineup right now.
Yeah, they're in a good position now, the Broncos. I just said I think they need to work a little bit on making sure they close out games because they let Spicy Waffles back into it, but now they've turned the pressure back on once again. That pick onto Floricue is really important. They managed to find it, get themselves a free Fire Giant. The Spicy Waffles chose not to defend, and now it's up to defending against these Phoenixes. Well, they do have a Vulcan with that turret. They're going to have Raw with the sustain. The front line's not so bad with Wave Clear, plus decoys. They can keep the minions off, which means the Broncos are going to have to dive the Phoenixes for the most part if they defend it correctly, and that's going to put the pressure on. And Jermaine is very, very strong though, and nearing a full build right now. Yeah.
The short sword's online. That will soon be a rage. Not the most optimal route, but getting those big hits off. That was a 98 damage critical hit right there against the Gold Career. Tactical pause coming out right now for those guys. It's going to perhaps buy them a little bit of time to formulate a plan how they're going to look to defend these Phoenixes up against the Bronco lineups right now. Xbalanque has his passive fully stacked. It's an additional 30 physical power for him with that. He's hurting. The branching bolas mean he's hitting not only just one target, but also 2 additional targets for 30% of that base hit. So that would have been, if those branching bolas branch off to 2 other people, would have been a hit for 1,096 damage, plus 2 smaller hits for around 400. That's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, I think the big problem is now is that the Broncos have just got a whole item ahead of Spicy Waffles at this stage. With the Fire Giant online as well, you can see that most of the builds are near enough complete on the side of the Broncos. It's going to be a rough ask for Waffles to stay in this one, but like I said, could potentially defend these Phoenixes. It's just going to have to be a very, very good defense for them to do it. And what could happen though is Broncos could just split push to victory using Chaac with that teleport to push in another lane at the same time and still turn up to the fights. We saw that earlier on from the Night's Watch as well.
Yeah, but Luca's playing nice. He may possibly I don't need beads for this next fight. Might be kind of bragging a little bit too much there. Might have just been a fat finger. Earthshaker coming across, but Phoenix this weekend not going to find anyone. Path of Flame used to escape. Flurkin back. Actually, Game Hunter as well. But Luca is low. He's regretting that one right now.
Beluga.
Game Hunter's trying to run away the jukes. There's the vanish as he's looking to get away.
He does get away for the moment. He will be able to keep people busy, but they're not going to turn their attention to him. They do get the Phoenix on this left-hand side, even though they lost Beluga. Thanks to a nice combo, honestly, Optics hit that max range ultimate onto him, which actually got the kill onto Beluga for Game Hunter to follow up. Some of their damage and their backline damage and reduced healing has been taken away now. And a one-man down, they do get a Phoenix, but it was the weakened Phoenix. And now they're going to have to be very careful about what they choose to do here. It looks like they're going to push up the lanes. And Spicy Waffles hold for now.
Yeah, losing Agni is a big blow to the Broncos in that particular fight. A lot of AoE damage from the fight, a lot of crowd control as well. That Noxious Fumes on his one, when it's detonated, is a nice big AoE stun. Without that, going into this lineup of Spicy Waffles, there's a lot of healing. Yes, they have anti-healing. But if they were able to pop it off, or someone's in range for a Weakening Curse, Athena had already used hers. They were only down to Chaac's Weakening Curse. It would have been a very risky play. Extra protections coming up from the Lotus Crown as well would have not made things easy to actually kill. Plus a Phoenix. It wasn't a weakened Phoenix, so they couldn't have just said, you know what, we're going to burst this down quickly before they can respond to it. It would have came down to, you know, that Phoenix is going to be alive for a little bit. Do we kill the Phoenix quickly while they're trying to kill us, or do we try to kill them all the while taking up that extra damage from the Phoenix? It would have been a risky call, 4v5. I think pulling back off and waiting for Beluga to respawn is the better call here. But now that he is back up, they're once again going to be grouped up as 5. They can look to once again siege this tier 2, and you see them grouping up and heading straight for it. 5v5, it's going to be...
You're going to see Loki just recalling back to base now. You're going to see them start to siege up. Chaac quite happy to tank. There's the Blink Wrath of Terror coming out. The ultimate across the top does connect as well from optics and the snipe hits. But still, everyone is standing. Loki's in there trying to do what he can, but he gets taunted back into the danger zone. Beluga is in a lot of trouble here. Bobat was trying to find the kill. Not going to find it though. Loki goes in with the assassinate onto Jermaine. Can't find the follow-up damage though, and he's in trouble using the Fist of the Gods to buy himself a second to disengage. Still, the Broncos all stand. Ninja Bobat's dead. The Game Hunter is in trouble.
Health bars on the side of Broncos right now are so low, they need to get a moment of reprieve to actually let that Fire Giant buff regen them back up. Actually, excuse me, it has fallen off at this point, so no regen coming up from that. They have no sustain coming out. Jermaine pulled back in. Will be able to rise and Jaguar out of that one. The Broncos not able to break through the defense of the Spicy Waffles. They found a kill, but at the same time, Spicy Waffles a moment earlier found a kill onto the Broncos as well. They're going to head over towards the Fire Giant right now. Try to get back to base. This could be a small opportunity right here for Spicy Waffles. They look to rush this Fire Giant down right now. They could still sway without the Broncos being able to do anything about it, but Lennox is waiting nearby, and the Defender of Olympus is available, so they could still look for that steal.
Yeah, they've still got opportunities. Lennox is just going to hang around here. The Phoenix on the left-hand side is going to be down for a little bit longer right now. Spicy Waffles not going to have the chance to take the Fire Giant just because it took a little bit too long to spawn for them to try anything. Instead, they're going to go back to base, clear out these minions, and they need some wall coverage now around the Fire Giant. You can see Flurry Q hanging around here right now. He needs to make sure if they do go for it, he could try and steal this one away, but he might get picked in doing so.
Spicy Waffles have stopped the bleed. Looking at the gold drop for the past 4 or 5 minutes, the gold has just been standing at a standstill. There's no easy towers to take off the map for more gold for the Broncos. They look to contest this and find this steal. This could be a big turnaround, but it's going to be brought down before they're able to get in range. They're immediately getting zoned out. Lennox doing a good job with that. Ninja Bobat up on Suku, looking to ride away into the sunset and not get caught out in this jungle. Spicy Waffles need to make another good defense of this Phoenix and hold on and look for the counter engage here. And if they can do it, they can turn it back around. But that last fight only really got messy without that Fire Giant buff. So there's that sustain for the Broncos.
Rinse Repeat once again is available. Left-hand side, the Phoenix is about to respawn, so they're going to try and focus that one down first, I suspect. If they can push that 5 minion wave in and try and siege mid-tower, mid-Phoenix, they can get the left-hand Harpy 5 minions to actually kill it for them if they're lucky. But Loki's going to be there with a decoy to try and keep them busy. There's an engage in mid lane once again. Wrath of Terror from Flurry Q. The ultimate does connect into a pull. The fight is raking up. Beluga, big damage across the back. Did so much work for Revel's Bleeds to do work. Loki, though, is going to manage to find Jermaine, but goes down to Beluga in trade. The middle Phoenix falls. The left one's going to follow soon as 5 minions are over there. And then they can continue to turn their attention to the right one now as the minions are doing work to that left and keeping the team busy.
Nice real life charge, actually finding all three of those four members, but the Phoenix is dropping quite quickly. Ninja Bobat gonna be locked down on that one. Tettleson secures the kill there. The Titan has fire minions on it. There's 4 members of the Broncos staring down the barrel of that gun, looking to pull the trigger and close this game out. Finally, they're looking for the Titan. Only 2 members left standing. It is Optus and Flurry. There's not a chance here, but the Fire Giant, or Titan, excuse me, is falling just that fast. It's not going to be enough time for them to turn this one back around. Spicy Waffles put up a good fight. It was a good game played by them, but unfortunately, they just couldn't stop the Broncos once they got going in this one.
Yeah, Broncos played very, very well in that game. That deserved to go through to the finals to face up against more than likely Pantera or the Night's Watch. I'm not sure which, though. We'll find out after this little break, and we'll bring you all the action from the picks and bans in the finals of this week's EU Challenger Cup Week 5.